this is Martha Rosler, and I want to talk a little bit about my work. I actually started as a painter and was really interested in photography at the same time. I started looking at newspaper photos and magazine photographs, and I was thinking about how on the one page you could have a picture of some terrible atrocity of war, and on the next page there would be an ad for a sofa. And I got the idea to put them together. So I was looking for a kind of presence or presentness that was considered theatrical and therefore offensive to the modernist critics. But it really attracted me. As feminism also began to be on the agenda, I realized that I was interested in representing the way women are shown in magazines and newspapers. I went back to graduate school to get an MFA, and I was exposed to video at UC San Diego. It was cheap, it was easy, and like all my work by this time, one of the messages that I wanted to convey was, look, this is easy, you can do this too. In the 80s, I moved more toward photography. I was very interested in places of transition. I photographed a lot of airports because at this point I was becoming an itinerant artist. As a born and bred New Yorker, I was also really interested in the subway, but also the street and shop windows, how we represent ourselves in a kind of a corner of the eye glimpse of who we are. At the end of the 80s, I became very involved in representations of homelessness. It has been an enduring interest of mine ever since. As far as I was concerned, my photo montage period wrapped up in the mid to late 70s, and I was quite surprised to find myself turning back to it in the early 2000s in response to our wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, which outraged me as much as the war in Vietnam had. And I realized that if I went back to the photo montage medium, I would be making that point. It's the same message, and it has the same politics, which is we are responsible for this. This is us telling ourselves that life is beautiful here at home, and this is what we do abroad.